The Western media and their masters have gone into a complete meltdown after reports emerged that Iran had received a first tranche of its highly sophisticated surface to air missiles as part of its efforts to boost its air defense system. When I made a video 2 weeks ago, you can watch it here, to talk about the need for the Islamic Republic to seriously and urgently rebuild its air defense system with the help of the Chinese, I didn't expect this to become a reality so soon. That's pretty fast if the reports of China and Iran having finalized the deal on rebuilding Tehran's air defense system are indeed true. As I said in my previous video, China is reportedly providing Iran the same missiles and radar system that proved extremely effective for Pakistan in the recent conflict against India. A report by the Middle East Eye said that Iran had taken possession of Chinese surface-to-air missile batteries as Tehran rapidly moves to rebuild defensives destroyed by Israel during the recent 12-day conflict. Quoting an Arab official, the Middle East Eye added that the delivery of Chinese surface-to-air missile batteries occurred right in the immediate aftermath of the ceasefire between Iran and Israel. But one Hebrew website quickly reported, quoting an unnamed official from the Chinese embassy in the settler colony, as denying the report. The Chinese embassy in the settler colony reportedly, according to that Hebrew newspaper, said that China doesn't supply weapons to countries engaged in an active conflict. Even if the statement quoted by the Hebrew platform, Israel Hayom, is true, it's highly unlikely that China would publicly confirm arming Iran. China has never publicly acknowledged providing ready-made atom bombs to Pakistan or J-10C missiles that proved so effective for Islamabad in their conflict against India. This is not how China operates. And I'll tell you in a moment, the Chinese Defense Ministry has actually confirmed arming Iran. And that is being reported by a prominent Western media outlet. Whether the news is true or not, this has clearly caused quite a flutter in the Western media. This was the BBC earlier this week. Just see the detailed discussion on the J-10C missiles and what they can do when equipped with advanced radar systems, including an active electronically scanned array, also known as the AESA radar.
Yeah, Regina, something that's really jumped out at me over the last week or two is what we call the conventional warfare aspect. So conventional means ordinary stuff like fighters, ships, tanks. And the most notable rumblings for me have been concerning the Chinese-made J-10C fighter jet. And the Iranians are basically eyeing this up. Let's take a look at what the J-10C looks like. This is the Chinese-made J-10C. It's China's Chengdu J-10C fighter jet, also known as the Vigorous Dragon. So they've given it quite an interesting name. It's come to prominence following its use by Pakistan in the recent Kashmir conflict with India. And it's a proven ability now to go toe-to-toe with Western-made, highly capable fourth-generation fighters. So the J-10C is what's called multi-role. So it can carry air-to-ground missiles, it can carry air-to-air missiles, or it can carry a combination of both.
So just to be clear, Iran is eyeing these up, thinking of buying a load?
It is, and the specifics are interesting here. So let's take a closer look. Slide, please, of the J-10C. This is obviously a view from front on. Of note, you've got a fixed refueling probe to the top left of the picture. You've got canards, which are the smaller wings towards the front of the airplane. That makes the aircraft highly maneuverable. But what's really interesting for me is what's inside that nose cone. So this jet has what's called, and I'm going to try and get my lips around this, active electronically scanned radar. It's called an ESA radar. What that basically means is it's a radar that can detect and track air-to-ground targets, but at the same time, it can conduct electronic warfare missions. Now, this is interesting because what it's doing is it's combining the capabilities of what usually require multiple platforms to do that into just one aircraft. So just to put that into perspective, let's go slide. This is a UK Typhoon. This is scheduled to have an upgrade on the ESA radar, but it doesn't quite have it currently. Whereas if we go and look at next slide, please. These two aircraft on the right, we have the F-22 US made Raptor. That's a fifth generation aircraft. That's got an ESA radar. And then on the left there, you've got the French Rafale. That's referred to as a 4.5 generation aircraft because it doesn't quite have the fifth generation bits on it. So, those two have it. The Typhoon is yet to receive it, but Iran are now looking at a capability which is equivalent effectively to the radar that those two aircraft that you can see on the screen.
This radar was responsible in locking even the mighty Rafale jets and making them immobile in the air. Rafale jets, by the way, are built by French company Dassault Aviation. Janta Ka Reporter had exposed the corruption in the purchase of these jets by India in 2017 and 18. If Iran indeed acquires this advanced weaponry and radar, this would be a game changer in significantly bolstering Tehran's air defense system. But the question arises as to how many countries have this radar system. Listen to this former British military officer.
Well, so as you saw from the slide, I don't know if we can go back slide on that, but the French Rafale, which we saw on the left of the screen, that slide, I don't know if we can bring that up, and also the F-22 Raptor you can see on the right there, French-made Rafale on the left, they do have these radars. The UK Typhoon is scheduled to have it, but is yet to receive it just yet. What's in the mix as well as the J-10C for the Iranians is also the Su-35. If we can go to a slide, I think we've got a picture of that. This is Russian-made Su-35 Sukhoi. I'm estimating that's going to be in the mix because Iran haven't confirmed or denied that it's purchasing around 40 of the J-10Cs. But Iran has already ordered 24 of these jets from Russia a couple of years ago, but they're yet to be operational. So if Iran sees that there's some form of delay in the production of these aircraft, then they might just flick to China for the J-10Cs.
There are reports that Israel and US are furious with China over the claims of its role in helping rebuild Iran's air defense system in exchange for oil. There is no way Beijing is going to care about the discomfort caused to a settler colony built on the stolen land of Palestinians or another rogue regime of Donald Trump in the US. That is, if China has indeed made up its mind to come to the rescue of Iran. You have to watch the coverage of prominent Western media outlets. This is Forbes magazine. This magazine carried a detailed analysis on the reports of China helping rebuild Iran's air defense system. Its report said, and I quote, any timely delivery of the HQNB FD 2000B, in particular to Tehran, would send a strong signal to Moscow. Until recently, the most advanced air defense system Iran ever imported was the Russian S-300 PMU-2, which Tehran received in 2016, end quote. Clearly, the focus of the Forbes story was how Iran was now moving away from Russia towards China to fulfill its military requirements. Then a report carried by the US publication The Newsweek. It said, and I quote, China is willing to supply its J-10 fighter aircraft to friendly countries. Its defense ministry said after reports that Iran was seeking to procure the multi-role fighter jet after Israel's devastating attacks last month raised questions about Iran's aging, largely Russian-supplied air defenses. End quote. As you can see, the Newsweek is quoting the Chinese Defense Ministry as saying that it has no problem in supplying missiles and fighter jets to friendly countries, including Iran. Ever since Israel's illegal military strike against Iran came to an end, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has been touring the Arab countries and fervently speaking to other relevant nations with an intention to form up new partnerships. Clearly, Iran does not appear to be in any mood to repeat its past mistakes. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you do think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details are there in the description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.